Say what up, it's your boy P. Thank you for tuning in to No Flag Radio. Doing it. To it. Today we talking about the white face of black adoption. Show my little fit here so you see. Got the Adidas print on. Saying, check it out, check it out, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Told you I ain't no dad bod. I ain't one of these dad bod motherfucking YouTubers. I told y'all if you're not in shape, you off code. We know this, right? But anyways, want to check in with y'all right fast. Let me go to the that. I'm a little late. I usually do this around like 2-ish. A little late, but we here. Just check and see if things is in line. While we checking things. There we go. There I is in the chit-at. Okay. Just want to see. Want to check. So like I said, today we're discussing this white face of black adoption. That's something that we're dealing with here in America, and I want to span out on it because we saw a video this week post about this violent white male who was adopted this black child or a group of black children, and they caught him out in Brandon, Florida. I'm assuming that's where he lives. Out in Brandon, Florida, Hillsborough County. Out there in front of some apartments or some sort of living residence. Rolling around the dirt and abusing this black girl. This little black girl. Grown ass adult Neanderthal out there, a thug. Alright? And when I saw it, automatically I went to this thing that we saw with David Bell, like last year, or the top of this year, with David Bell. 51-year-old white male who punched that 11-year-old black child at the mall, if y'all remember that, and all the coon niggas came out talking about, hey, oh, she shouldn't have ran up on the man. All of that dumb shit, right? Where had the roles been reversed, had the races been reversed, motherfuckers would be calling for his death, right? But all the coon niggas, they not talking about his death. They talking about, well, she and the mama, and then the mama. Yeah. Dumb motherfucker shit, right? It was that case. It had me kind of go back to that, like, damn. Yeah, that's what's up. What the fuck is up? So we witnessing this abuse of this child. I think it could be a situation. It turns out that this guy, from what he says in the video, that he adopted this black girl, and he has 4 adopted black kids by his admission. And my mind also flipped to, damn, it could be one of the situations where, people kind of cycle kids through their house through adoption. Like, we all know people who, have kids that they adopt and take on or whatever, like, repetitively. Like, I got people in my family that adopt, nobody that I know, like, not local family, but, I got some people in my family that have adopted kids, like, just they live in the hood, they've been in the hood their whole life, but they adopt kids and they like kind of cycle them through because the community respects them, right? And now the city respects them and the state respects them to do this type of stuff, right? What up, worker boy? Good afternoon to you, lady. Good seeing you. Hold up. Since you're here. See the fit. You know what I'm saying? I know people, family that do that, right? Adopt people, adopt children to cycle them through, you understand? And they're trusted. These are people that are trusted in the city to do this type of stuff. The city and the state know them. Like, it's all good with these people. But you got people like this that could just be cycling kids through and really be abusing them. That's what I'm getting at. This shit could be the next Amber Alert waiting to happen. What we saw in this video. This little child situation, this could be the next organ trafficking waiting to happen type of shit. Not to put that energy on her and her siblings there, but I'm just saying, like, we need to watch this. This could be the next LGBT murder suicide thing popping off, like what we saw out in California, where that LGBT couple out there killed all 6 of their adopted black kids. Thank you, Worker What? Thank you, Worker What? You know what I'm saying? I do this shit. I just don't be trying to flash and fancy on the internet. I really don't. I just, on occasion, I'll pull out some shit. But I'll be doing it in my regular life, though. If you saw my regular life, if you see me this week, if you watched me this week or saw me this week, you be like, God damn, that boy P, he was spippy, spanking, spippy all day. God damn, what the fuck? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit a nigga do, right? But I'm saying, like, this could be the next, some shit like that. And somebody in my Twitter world put up a very good comment. I've been getting a lot of, got my share of likes on this topic on Twitter. So I said, well, let me just speak on it a little bit because, I want to address some things. Somebody in the comments was like, yeah, this could have been some shit where anything could have happened. Kids don't act like this unless there's some issues that are underlying, right? Some unseen issues that are underlying. And she pointed out, like, this was a chick. She was like, yo, why is this 2 elderly white men? Why are they her guardians anyway? Why are they her stewards? All right? Okay, so I thought about that. Like, yeah, that shit is a good question. Why are they around? Why are they both out there trying to dictate the scene and trying to control the flow of what's happening? Like, why are they there? Right? This could be some pedophilia going on. We don't know what's up. So we definitely advocate that they remove these kids from around these dudes. If you saw, these dudes were very agitated, very aggressive with this little girl and with the lady that came up filming, the sister that came up filming. So all that signals a lot to me. So yeah, I called the CPI, Child Protective Investigations, out there in Hillsborough County, Florida, which is over Brandon County, Brandon, Florida. And I just, this is just something I do. People gave me my share of pats on the back for it, but this is something I do. I just let them know what happened. I was like, look, man, this is a video that's going viral of this grown adult male abusing this girl out in front of some apartments. She's screaming and crying, and he's shouting to people around him that he got more kids too. He got more kids. He's like saying he got more kids, and that the fact that he has other black kids, that means he's not a bigot. That's one thing he said in this video. And the sister who was filming the video, she didn't say he was no bigot. That was him projecting that shit, right? Out of nowhere, he came with that. And I told this to the people that I was talking to at CPI. It was a sister that answered the phone. She was very calm, wasn't no shady shit. She didn't seem like she had some shady, fucked up, off energy. But I was like, yeah, he just out of the blue said, and hey, I'm not a bigot. I have 4 black kids. Then nobody even say nothing about you being no bigot, and you brought it up. So we looking at that, right? And the sister just informed me that, okay, yeah, well, it's a bunch of people that's done called in trying to see what's up with this guy. So they're trying to find this guy and the dude that was with him, because it's something we just got to look at. We got to look at this. This dude was very aggressive, and he showed that he had an ability to keep up an energy exchange with black people that's antagonistic. We can see, even when he was confronted by the bystander, you saw how he was with her. He's lashing out at an opposition to that energy, right? His little energy exchange that he's trying to keep up, right? Lady just holding the camera. That could have been anybody that walked up on the scene that was black. He would probably have that same response. So we looking at that like, okay, he acting like that with total strangers. How is he acting toward them other kids in that house? Right? There could be some other kids in that house that's putting up a similar fight to that little girl that we saw rolling around on the floor. You know what I mean? And he catching an attitude with them too. And he doing the same shit to them. So we had to get this shit reported. I don't give a fuck. And everybody else giving me props. I appreciate the props. I thank y'all for the props. Thank y'all for your sentiment. I thank y'all for all of that. But if y'all check my previous Twitter, my old Twitter, the one they shut down for me going in on, well, for motherfuckers just bringing too much fact to the LGBT community. And they reported me and got me shut down. But on my previous account, I did similar shit. Yo, I would send notifications and send different videos to, man, there was one video, if y'all remember this one video with this white dude, this little white child with the guns in his spot, the camo on, talking about, we gotta kill niggas, kill black folk, we gotta kill niggas, all that type of shit. That shit went viral, right? On that video, particularly, I emailed and tweeted almost every CPS in the United States. I went state by state and even cities in some areas. We were trying to find that kid, right? Trying to find that kid to get him taken away from the parents. Period. Right? So that's some shit I would do on my old account. So me making a phone call on this ain't nothing. I'll do that for the sake of our black children. Yeah, I'll do that. Motherfucker. You understand? So yeah, that ain't shit. I mean, I'll let people know that, right? Like, I mean, I'll go to the little state CPS registries and make sure our kids is okay. That's just me calling out an energy ritual. For all y'all that gave me props, like, it's a big deal in some people's eyes, but to me, it's just me calling out an energy ritual that need to be checked from the outside. That's how we need to see this assailing of this child, as an energy ritual. Since we talking about black and white in this video, we talking about black and white. For those that want to say, what do race matter? I'll show you why. For those that come on my channel talking about race don't matter and this or that, yeah, I'm going to show you why. This is the channel where we still talk that race do matter shit. So yeah, you came to the right fucking place if you came in today and wanted to hear a motherfucker talk about some shit. You can run now or get the energy later. Because I'm coming. I'm coming with it. Deal with it. But I'm saying, like, this is an energy ritual that we just witnessed. And it's fucked up because the victim of this ritual is a child, and the child can't fend for themselves. The child is subject to the ritual. Oh yeah, shout out to the Blackboard. What's going on, Mickey? Yo, that's Mickey from the Blackboard. Shout out to the Blackboard. I was binge watching your channel last week. Mickey, just letting you know. I like Mickey content. Mickey got good content. Like I always say, yo, check out the Blackboard. I've told y'all before, check out the Blackboard. She got good content. Shout out on the 499 Don't Know. The Blackboard. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you. But back to us sitting up having to watch this. We witnessing a ritual, so it brings up certain things. It brings up emotion. It brings up anger because we sitting up witnessing an energy transference between a white male and a black female child. That shit is 100% reminiscent of some slavery shit. We're talking about ADOS trauma and how none of it, zero of it has healed since the traumatic enslavement of our ancestors across centuries, across the peonage, across Jim Crow, the slave codes, the black codes, all this, the war on drugs, the Botham Jean verdict, right? All of this shit, right? None of what we've been through has been healed substantively, right? And our minds are being exposed to the theater of this elderly white thug assailing a black female child, just like slavery, just like they were doing slavery all willy-nilly. So the genetic memory is there for everybody that got upset. I mean, that's just what it is. It just proves us right when we say slavery is an unaddressed trauma on our genes. God damn it. especially with us black men. You know, the aspect of us, you know, being put in situations where it's difficult to defend our women and children on the spot, right? That has a memory to it, right? But I will say, I don't think no black man would have stood there and watched that shit go down and just filmed the shit. We would have been looking at a different kind of film. You know what I mean? Yo, me personally, shit, you know, keep all kind of shit on this channel, right? This shit right here, you know what I mean? This shit right here, it's a wrist curl, forearm curler, you know what I'm saying? This shit way more than the heaviest of the police bats. No, almost as much as the heaviest police bat, and it way more than the lightest police bat. And it's smaller. Pull this motherfucker out, yo, this motherfucker hurt. Y'all hear that? That shit. This is hard ass shit. It ain't rubber. This shit hard as fuck. Clap a motherfucker with this shit. He would have laid down. Would have calmly put the child in my car, drove up about a block or so. After he got through, I don't know how much I would have let him talk. I don't know how long I would have let him talk before I struck. But I would have asked her, look, I don't know who this dude was. I just struck, and that's just what happened. I would have called CPI, just like I did in real life. Got them out to the scene, and got them to the other kids that's at the house or whatever, and we would have done it like that. Straight up. That just would have been that. I would have just took the little baby assault charge had they called it that. But I'm saying, like, you got to think about that. You know, the sister walking up with the camera. I want to say this real quick. Just think about this. You know, we see a lot of this stuff getting caught on the camera, right? On the camera, huh? And folks is holding their phone and shit and all of this these days. I'm going to put a challenge to my people, yo. Everybody need to get a body cam. Y'all think about that shit? That need to be one of the new codes. You know, I'd like to try to kick code on this channel as much as possible. Getting a new body cam. If as you go shopping and get new shit for Christmas, yo, get everybody in your family a body cam. If you're a Christian on my channel, you know what I'm saying? If you somebody who buys stuff for people on their birthday, yo, get them a body cam. A body cam, you can do work with a body cam on. Your hands is free. You understand? That need to be the shit we on. Just think about that shit. Just think about that shit. I'm finna give you one. I thought the lowest one I saw was like $49. They go up in the 200s, some shit like that. We do some shit like that. So we can always be prepared to do work. I always tell y'all keep the mask and the gloves in the car. Like I do. I tell y'all to do certain shit. This is just something I need for us to be vibrating on. And since we talking, anybody who's in social work who saw this video, if you black and you in social work and you saw this, let's just talk a little bit about what the code of the day is on this situation. A little more. Just a little more. I want y'all to walk through some history with me, some social worker history. Right fast. Yo, what up, Unsunken One? It's good seeing you, bro. We got our mod Unsunken One in the house. What's good? Good seeing you. Walk y'all through a little history. You know, this concept of interracial adoption. This is something that we see internationally, right? It happens all across the globe. It's really increased across the globe. And in America, the majority of those adopting parents in these interracial adoption sort of scenarios, they're white parents, right? But usually the way the adoptions happen, just adoptions in general, the way this structure of taking a displaced kid and putting them into somebody's home under an adoption scenario, the way that's been taking place in America has been largely black kids get left at the bottom of the pile, so to speak, in adoptions, right? black kids are like this minority who get adopted in America, right? Like I know several people who didn't make it out of the adoption system by getting adopted. They just got old and they couldn't be in the adoption scenario no more. I know people, right? Anybody who just aged, y'all know people who's just aged out of the adoption process. I'm sure y'all know some people, right? But black kids, as they're young, they're like this minority, really, who get adopted in America or have been for a little bit until certain points in history. I want to frame your thought around a few things. So basically the way it's set now and the way it's been for quite a while, damn, you know, since it's kind of like this overflow of black kids sitting in the adoption system, if you got a certain type of money, you can adopt 4, 5, 6 black kids and get all kind of checks because there's just so many black kids waiting in the wings for adoption. Not to mention how easy it is for a black kid to get thrown into the adoption system. We know that. Like, we know it's easy for a black kid to get removed from the home of their biological parents. Do we need to go into examples of that? A black kid could defend themselves at school from a white supremacist child at some school or against some white supremacist teacher at some school. And they talking about moving them from the home. But then you got a motherfucker like Connor Betts, his bitch ass, the video that they removed from me, from my channel here about Connor Betts. It talked about this. This motherfucker was at his school, motherfucking terrorizing people, assailing people, going through different shit with people. They ain't remove his ass from no parents. They ain't do shit to him. And then he ended up shooting up a bunch of people at a club, shooting up a bunch of black people at a club out there in Ohio. I know y'all remember that shit, right? I'm just saying. Black kids, we got there's a school to prison pipeline that our kids deal with, and they deal with a school to adoption to prison pipeline that they deal with out here. That shit is real as fuck. That shit is real as fuck. Both of those routes, right? And at each of those little stop-offs, the school, the adoption, the prison, the school or the prison, whatever the fuck, at each of those little parts in the pipeline, we got to be some of the faces that our children encounter from school on up and on code to make sure that they land in better situations in and around those situations. It's, it's some deep shit. I don't want to get too far into that. Back to adoption. The way this shit was in America, it's like starting in the 60s. These different adoption agencies, they used to get money to consider race in the adoption of these children. They got money to be race conscious in adoptions. Alright? Because motherfuckers knew back in the 60s, they knew, look, we ain't pretending. Black folk do better with black folk. And we don't want no niggers around no white people, no kind of way. I don't care if it's even by adoption. We don't want it. It was some segregationalist thing involved with that back in the day. But now, it changed. People say, oh, okay, hey, if we can get white supremacist code to be reproduced through black children at a young age, by sticking them with white people in the house through interracial adoptions or sticking them with somebody that ain't black, this shit might not be so bad to white supremacist society. So that is a kind of a tide that changed 70s into the 80s, right? All right, so they allowed it under that guise into right now today, right? That's why it's allowed now, because interracial adoption doubles as a cone making factory type situation. And you get all these black kids and adolescents who aren't trained up under any code that's going to benefit America's ground state blacks as a collective, right? These interracially raised kids that ain't usually thinking about the foundational black collective, right? But back to my point, now they've wiped away this stipulation on the interracial adoption scene. And that's a way to increase the number of black adoptions, is what they say. They say that's a way to increase the number of black adoptions. Because, like I said, black kids, unfortunately, have been at the pile, the bottom of the pile, and just the last ones adopted in the system as the way it's set up right now, right? For years. But we see the setup, how they can end up in a situation where an already hostile, anti-black, white supremacist regime can make white people that got all the money, all the resources, and give them approval to take in black kids. And then they money hungry asses, they getting all this money out the state. All these state funds to supplement their adoptions. Shit like that. And they just milling black kids through their home. But they not really caring, they not really loving, they not really, you know what I mean? They're really wreaking havoc on the minds of these kids. In a lot of scenarios, wreaking havoc on their minds, their well-being, and stunting their fucking development through them being white, or as we see in this case, through them being white supremacists and violent white supremacists, anti-black motherfuckers, whatever. You understand? Being insensitive to the needs of an ADOS child. That's what I ain't feeling. Right? Say about the 60s, these kind of, the interracial adoption started coming down the pipes. And like I said, 70s into the 80s. Well, I say the 60s is when it started, when the regulations were in place. About 70s and 80s, it started loosening. In terms of, black kids can be with non-black people, non-ADOS or whatever, however the setup was. And I want to give a shout out to black social workers back in the 60s. Yo, the National Association of Black Social Workers, they was the ones on the front line back in the day, right? They was the ones kicking it. Yo, anybody who's a member of the National Association of Black Social Workers or is a social worker on my channel, yo, give a quick shout right fast. Props to y'all for staying 10 toes down with the narrative that a black kid need to be with a black family. I know all you ones that's on my channel talking about what do race matter with, what's the boy? Y'all saying, what do race matter with Byron Allen? What do race matter with his wife? What do race matter with, yeah. This one of them scenarios, it's going to be enough lessons to where you learn why and learn how. You know what I'm saying? This is another scenario. But all my black social workers, if you're a part of the National Association of Black Social Workers, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for at least trying to set a precedent that, black adoptees in white homes, that shit is not going to have these kids connected to black life. Right? And let me tell you who was a culprit in helping loosen that narrative and helping kind of make it just be, oh no, fuck it, anybody can adopt anybody. Let me tell you who was a big help in that for y'all's sake of history. It's somebody that we all fucking know and don't like already today. Y'all could probably guess who it is. Guess who it is. Punk ass NAACP. I mean, punk ass NAACP was the organization who took time and put strength and push behind trying to drown out the National Association of Black Social Workers on some shit like, well, any home is better than no home, and a welcoming home is better than no home. Welcoming, I mean, in my soldier boy voice, like, nigga, welcoming, nigga, fuck a welcoming. A motherfucker could look good when they sit down to that little interview with the social worker, when they sit down with the interview with the state and the city and sit down and they could look good. That could be a welcoming face they put up, a welcoming presence. They could do all that. But then when they get home, When they get out in front of their apartments or their little condo, wherever the fuck they was at out there in Providence Lakes is the name of the apartment or the condo, whatever the fuck it is, they'll be rolling in the dirt with the children, with the adopted black child, right? While they put up their welcoming face to front and to get the kid, and then they getting their money, and then they all good. But then they gonna be abusing behind doors. That's what we looking at. Motherfucker, they ain't no, can't be slighting the real. You can't slight what the fuck the shit stand. How the shit stand amongst shit. You just can't do it. You shouldn't do it. You don't serve yourself well to do it like that. Huh? It's what I'm getting at. It's what I'm standing on. When I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to you, right? So yeah, we got motherfucking collaborators in the fucking social work game, like motherfucking NAACP. What I'm gonna say is, if you in social work and if you black, if you can help it, don't be adopting no black children, no white family, to no non-black family, period. If you can help it. That's my goal. If y'all can help it, if you can manage that some way at your job and be discriminatory, do it. Because they don't let no white kid get into black parents' hands that want to adopt. Y'all notice that shit? No, y'all notice the shit. They don't let no black parents adopt hordes and hordes of white children. Where have you seen it? Where have you seen it? You might talk that scenario with, what's the chick? What's the bitch? Wanda Sykes. She got a white kid adopted, but I don't think that she went through the process and adopted that kid. I think that's that white bitch she with kid that she went and had, or from a previous relationship or whatever. But I don't, you know what I mean? Like, just keep that shit realistic. They're not letting no black people adopt no white kids all willy-nilly and being on video, kicking the kid, rolling around with the kid in the dirt. You don't see that type of shit. So if you black and social workers, go ahead and head that shit off at the pass. From the jump, don't be letting no black kids be adopted out to white parents if you can help it. Give a fuck how qualified they are. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's the code. We're talking code today a little bit today, but let's talk that. That's what we're saying. That whole collaborator mentality, that whole shit of just giving yourself over to the enemy type of brainwashing. I see Jalen Fox was like, NAACP goes where the money is, which is usually something against black people. Good point you made there, Jalen Fox. Good point you made there. You know what I mean? This whole just giving yourself over to the enemy type of brainwashing. We're going to touch on that. We got to check that shit. You know what I mean? Just back in the day, back in slavery, back during the Civil War, back during the war on drugs era. You know what I mean? There was always a group of us fighting slavery, fighting massa, killing massa, escaping slavery, sniping the police, calling out Ronald Reagan type shit, right? Calling out collaborators. And then there's always been the motherfuckers that have been, well, just go and get yourself kicked in the head. Going in, you know what I mean? It's always been them. We've always had that divide in our community. I'm sure I come from the stock of motherfuckers who escaped slavery at some point, or the motherfuckers who killed massa and then got killed or whatever. I'm sure I come from that stock. But just like that, we got motherfuckers that come from the stock of, go and let it happen to you. Go on and hand over your children to the enemy, like the NAACP, like they fuck asses, right? We've always had this divide in our community. Now it's just like, goddamn it, it's out in the open. Everybody decide on what side they own, and motherfucker, good luck, motherfucker. But understand that it's for us, the fighters, the ones that come from the fighters, it's only our works that have it to where black people are alive in America today. I'm gonna say that, right? It's us that has had us at different little distances away from society, away from white supremacist terror and violence, and it's kind of, we've done enough moving and shaking to keep us at this or that juncture to where motherfuckers can kind of be like, all right, let me sit, let me do whatever for a little bit or whatever. It's been the warriors that have been the cause of that. It ain't been no LGBT. It ain't been no white people. These motherfuckers don't got soldiers that fuck with us, that help us. They don't have any curriculum within their ranks that speaks to developing a black warrior class. LGBT, nope. White people, white women, Charlize Theron's, nope. You understand? Just put that shit together. Alright? So anybody sitting up talking about our children should be happy in the hands of people who tirelessly duress and oppress us, like the punk ass NAACP. Y'all motherfuckers can jump off a motherfucking bridge tonight. Because I'm not hearing it. That just speaks to our history. That's what I'm saying. We've always had people telling us all kind of shit. All kind of shit. You black folk, y'all should just be happy. Be happy to be around white people. Y'all should be lucky to be here. Even though we built this motherfucking country. You know what I'm saying? We built this goddamn country. But motherfuckers talking to us like we should be considered grateful to exist in and around something that we built. What type of psychotic ass shit is that? That's like a motherfucker stealing from you and saying, hey, you know you lucky I stole that from you. I'll be damned for a motherfucker that steal from me, flip around and mind fuck me into believing that I'm lucky to have them steal from me. That's a psychology that's promoted in white supremacist society. And we see that shit over and over again. They try to wash it over and over again, try to stay washing it over black people only. They only try it on us. Just steadily washing us over with it because we're the only people with a legitimate claim to America. As the constructors of America, we constructed a country into a superpower. All of that. And then our generation, the ADOS generation, we're the realtors. We got the keys to this bitch that was handed down from the constructors, our ancestors, right? We don't motherfuckers with a real legitimate claim around this bitch. So these groups, they work on us like a motherfucker. They try to work on us to get us to undermine our motherfucking self. And undermine our relationship to everybody around this bitch. And undermine our relationship to the creation that we made, called the United States of America as we know it. And they undermine our relationship that we should be having with white people, which is one of, motherfucker, get the fuck out of my face. Give me my children. Those who touch my children. Shit like that. Alright? Brainwashing motherfuckers into worshiping white people. Like the punk ass NAACP. That really set this shit off to where the interracial adoptions, as we had a fighter in the social working era of the National Association of Black Social Workers really fighting income to coonery, income to coon collaborators, NAACP, who don't want to fight. They ain't been wanting to fight for some time, y'all. We've already kind of broke down their history. We already know what they about. It ain't no mystery. We know, we deal with them every day on social media with their fuckery and all that shit. We know how they moving, right? But what NAACP ain't gonna tell y'all is that as they setting up this white worship when it comes to adopting our children, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about us at all. Cut and dry. They're not gonna tell us the real. They don't give a damn about us long term. Right? And that's just what it is. We're the only group that's got a legitimate claim, an ethical and legitimate claim to this creation called the United States and its continued maintenance. It's us that's been at the bottom of that struggle in maintaining America. Black people, it's on our backs in which the maintenance has been in tow. And you got all these side benefiters, and you got motherfuckers trying to persuade us that we're lucky to be around a side benefiter. You see this shit on TV, you see this shit in the movies. What was that one movie that came out not too long ago with the coon ass bitch that's in love with a Nazi motherfucker? The hand that holds, the hand that rocks, the hand that do something. They try to put this bitch in all the cooning ass movies where it's a black bitch falling over a white dude that's doing some dirt type shit. That's the role they want to cast her in. She's been typecasted as the white bitch who always fall over some dirty white dude. That's her role. I don't remember her name off top, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That bitch. I mean, we see shit like that. We see with the NAACP niggas. I told y'all in one of my gym stories about that special forces guy, that old special forces guy sitting up talking about how lucky black folk are to be in America and how we could be in Afghanistan, trying to disparage some of the names out there in Africa. We could be in Afghanistan and all this shit. And I had to check him on it. Like, motherfucker, we built the luck around this bitch. We built this place and the luck around this bitch. Why you talking about we lucky to be in situation A or situation B around this bitch? We built the luck, motherfucker. We built the luck here and in Afghanistan, whatever the fuck you talking about. And white people came and trashed it. Trashed all the luck we built. And set up a little system of inequality. That's what they did. That's what y'all did. Set up their own little system of inequality to where only they look good type shit. Some old lopsided ass psychology, a sideways ass society. And what does that show? That's whether we in America or anywhere else, white people are the problem in optimizing a society. They gonna always set it up to where it's some lopsided shit, to where it's a disadvantaged side, and where they always on the other side pointing and laughing at the people that they disadvantaged by taking all their resources and stealing from them type shit. And then they on one side pointing and laughing at them. That's what they do when they go from country to country. We see it. We could go country for country. This is what they do. In Argentina, what did they do? It's mass genocide. Then it's like, oh, everything whiteified. India, what did they do? Oh, we just want to bring our businesses over here. Oh, now we got to bring our soldiers over there. Then they took over the whole fucking place. All across West Africa, what was it? Oh, we gotta fund both sides of these wars out here. We got these different companies out here that want to fund both sides of these wars out here, and we're gonna bring some missionaries into you Negroes, right? All they doing, they work tirelessly on this earth is about duress, tirelessly when it comes to anybody they encounter, especially with us. So people that's in the social work game, don't try to slight this shit. This is my overarching point. Don't slight this shit. This is what these motherfuckers is doing when they having these black kids adopted out and farmed out to white people. We just caught this one dude on video, but there's probably a bunch of other stories that don't make it on video. We just caught the people out in California, out there in, what was it, Fort Bragg, whatever, that did the abusing and the drowning of all them kids. We caught them little hoes. But they got caught in the aftermath. They done killed the children. But, I mean, we just seeing that. That's just one little story is my point, right? I'd be sitting up talking about... My point is, be sitting up talking about subjugated parties, and all these cases that I'm bringing up are somehow lucky. Somehow lucky that y'all motherfuckers exist. I'm saying, put that shit together. We lucky y'all exist. We lucky that y'all breathe. Really? Really? You know what I mean? That is what white supremacy is in a process. If you want to put it in a nutshell, that's what it's been. A lot of it has been them kind of brainwashing motherfuckers into thinking it's cool to even be around them. Put that shit together, man. Like, just saying. Their game is to convince however many of us that they can, from our ancestors on up, convince however many of us that they can that we lucky to have been stolen from and duressed upon and all of that. All of that. And they will bring in these, we talk about these other groups. We talk about the Asians, Latinos, and the Indians, these other groups that have ascended upon this landmass, that accept their lapdog status under white supremacist society. But understand that not only are they outsiders to this landmass, because I guess this is a point to kind of bring up. We talk about white people being immigrants as well to this country. We talk about them being immigrants as well here. They're not the original inhabitants of this landmass. Where we at? We were already here. This conversation came up a few videos back, and somebody was like, "Hey, people, we been here, brother." I was like, "Yeah, we've been here," but I wasn't getting into that aspect of it during that conversation. But the fact still said that, but we've been here. Everybody that ain't looking like us is an immigrant. Period. We want to talk technical. Since we talking technical, we're gonna talk technical, right? Everybody is an outsider to this experience here, not us. So to be measuring us by, oh, we lucky to be, nah, motherfucker, you lucky that we ain't chopped your head off. I mean, you survived getting your head chopped off. Put that shit together. But as it happened, like I said, their game was to try to convince our ancestors that they were somehow lucky to have been stolen from and ran up on by these outsiders like that and chummied with and then stolen from and turned on. They tried to convince us over time that, yeah, this is cool, this is cool. All right, so we dealing with that shit today. All right. And all you niggas, all y'all gotta do is pray to white Jesus. Pray to white Jesus, goddamn it. Take your black ass to church, and white Jesus will come into your life in the afterlife with his devil ass, and then he'll give you all the worth that you forgoed in your horrible ass black ass life. The life where white people who look just like white Jesus already robbed your black ass. Right? That's what the shit I don't get. I don't fuck with that shit, right? Trying to convince us that we lucky that they stole happiness and products of our construction from us type shit. Oh, really? We lucky? You put us in a situation where we're lucky? Huh? Okay. Right? Like I said, man, this is something we've seen in history. We've always had this in our communities, black society. We've always had the warriors, and we always had the motherfuckers like the NAACP motherfuckers. The National Association of Black Social Workers, yo, if y'all out there today, if y'all still in existence, y'all are charged with being on the side of the warriors. Anybody that's black, that's a social worker, period. You ain't got to be down with this group. I'm just saying, anybody black that's a social worker, you are charged with being on the side of the warriors. Get our kids out the hands of white people. At every instance, you can pull it off. It only makes sense. Do what they do. That's what they do with us, so we do it back. They do it with us, so then we go do it back. Saying. And damn. Fuck it. Like we do what we supposed to do with our enemy, and then fuck it, man. We gonna deal with y'all shouldn't do that. We gonna deal with that kind of shit. Let's just talk about it. We gonna deal with the little backlash and shit. We had backlash all week. Dealing with all kind of motherfuckers this week talking about us talking about no forgiveness to Amber Geiger is bad. I had some non-ADOS black people on my Twitter talking about forgiving. No, we supposed to forgive it. Yeah, but you ain't even tied to the legacy of her lineage, her bloodline meddling with y'all to the level that we've had to deal with. So you could easily shirk it off. Because that's who you are. That's who your bloodline is. You ain't even ADOS, homie. So shut the fuck up talking to me. But I don't talk like that on Twitter because I know motherfuckers will just report me and get me shut down. And I'm trying to not be shut down. By the way, fuck with me on Twitter. It's P Still Don't Give a Fuck. That's P Still STILLDGAF. Fuck with me. If your content is about some real shit, I'll follow you. If it's about some bullshit, I'm not gonna follow you. Nope. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, we had motherfuckers sitting up talking about that all this week. Right? Just more lapdog shit out of the process of us trying to get right within society. And that motherfucker did not like this dude that was talking about, oh, we should be forgiving and all that shit to Amber Geiger. He did not like motherfuckers beating him over the head. Y'all saw, okay, we saw the video of the younger brother, Brant, John, running up, hugging Amber Geiger. Y'all saw the follow-up shit with his daddy. Bottom John daddy. Talking about, I just want to be friends with her. This shit, these motherfuckers trying to hit on this bitch. These motherfuckers making passes at this bitch. Do y'all agree? That look like some shit where motherfuckers is trying to make passes at this bitch. First the son, then the daddy. Y'all motherfuckers is hitting on this bitch. Right? So, that's some garbage ass shit. They putting up these energy rituals that we gotta fight against. That goes to my point of wanting a fight with the energy rituals posed by these outsiders to our country that they want to keep up with us as a way to, gotta try to de-energize us and play with us and have us moping around and loafing around and loathing ourselves type shit. But we will always fight that shit. ADO West, we gonna always fight that shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? This is a energetic world, and what we were witnessing in that video with that tub of lard ass white dude wrestling with this little black child on the ground, what we were witnessing was an energy ritual, and that little black girl said, fuck that, I want a fight with that energy ritual as it's being posed to me. When a member of the white supremacist society is posing that energy to me, I want to fight with that. So we got to show that little girl that we care and that we down with her by the same token, in kind, right? Any of you motherfuckers, y'all can just, shirk it off and act like these motherfuckers are to be played with like that, but nah. They evil. They want black people dead. They want black people dead, homie. So, what's to be done, man? What's to be done, motherfucker? I'm not gonna act like it's some lightweight shit when it ain't. I ain't finna act like it's some shit to play with when it ain't. See a few faces in the comments. What up, Cap? What up? Oh, I shouted out Cap, I think. I hope I shouted out Cap if I missed you, Cap. I ain't want to not shout you out. What up, Cap? Aboriginous American. Aboriginous American. What up, Aboriginous American? Aboriginous Americans say that bullshit minstrel show in the court was staged like a motherfucker. Yeah. They talking about investigating this chick, or there's been some outcry from one of these atheist groups. I forget the name. This is some atheist group. That's what got the blip going around the media first. This little atheist group, some atheist group talking about, her trying to bring God into that. So it's not really from the vantage that we looking at it. We looking at it from, this is blatant. This bitch is in cahoots with this bitch. That's how we looking at it. They looking at it like, they shouldn't be bringing God into a verdict. Like, bringing the Bible into a verdict, right? Like, okay. It's still not how we, that's why I'm saying, we done already said, fuck it. I don't care if they investigate Tammy Kemp or not. ADO West, we don't give a damn if they investigate a Tammy Kemp or not. You understand? It don't matter, because it don't matter. The Botham Jean family don't give a fuck about Botham Jean's life. So if they uncover whatever they gonna cover about her, they done already showed they don't give a fuck about his life. Daddy trying to hit on the bitch. Son trying to hit on the bitch. Amber Geiger. We wash our hands of it. I don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Out here in Dallas, Fort Worth area, Metroplex and surrounding areas. Out here where the shit happened. We don't give a fuck. Saying, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's not what's happening out here. So I'm telling y'all, when I say we washed our hands of this case out here, we washed our hands of this fucking case out here. Once they family show they don't give a fuck about the motherfuckers that we've been trying to push a point to the media about for over a year, once they show they don't give a fuck about his life, fuck it. What can we say? What can we say to hold weight against the nigga own family talking about, please, can I hug her? Please, just let me hug her. Please. What can we say about that shit? What do we have to say to intercept his thought behind the shit? What can we say with the dad is smiling? He looked oh so happy. Oh, can I just want to be your friend? And all those little pictures, he's smiling, and I'm like, motherfucker, y'all hitting on this bitch. Y'all hitting on this hoe. That just makes it all the more easier for white supremacist society to give her the little 2.5 years she probably gonna do. You talking about 5, that bitch probably gonna do less. They gonna work that shit down to nothing. And I was talking to somebody on Twitter, that same non-ADOS motherfucker, I'm glad that we kind of went a little bit further into that. The same non-ADOS motherfucker talking about we should be forgiving Amber Geiger, and I was getting into his dumb ass. I'm letting it be known, look, these motherfuckers is back on the plane. People don't seem to understand it. These motherfuckers, the Botham Jean family, they back on the plane back in St. Lucia. And they done kicked off a precedent here in the United States. And then they done ran. They on the plane. They kicked off a precedent and ran. They kicked off a precedent of a white motherfucker being able to run up in your house and kill you. And then they ran. People don't think about it. I'm telling you, man, this is what's happening. So when I say we need body cams, yeah, we need body cams. So when an Amber Geiger motherfucker come to our door, we got our body cam on and we, motherfucker, come on. That's what we talking about out here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Metroplex and surrounding areas. For those that, got their little, outside opinions on it, I'm glad I'm here for y'all. I'm glad to give y'all this North Texas view of shit. Just letting y'all know. That's what's up. Let me run through the comments a little bit, check a few comments, see who was in the mix. Matter of fact, while I'm doing it, let me do this while I'm going through it, because I don't want y'all to miss certain things. Certain things like this, I don't want y'all to miss that shit. Can't have you miss that. Certain shit like, if I could copy it easily with ease. Certain shit like this, like these links for my mods. When I put these links up to all my mods, I put these links up, yo, y'all save them and keep them like on a notepad or whatever in your repository of notes or whatever, like Unsunken One. Whenever you see these types of yellow notifications, sir, take those links, save them when you get a chance. Unsunken One, this is to you, bro. Save them and just post them throughout the video. That's the game, right? Appreciate you. Yeah. When you see certain links and things like that, I'll usually try to post them at the beginning of the video or throughout. But it just keeps me free to kind of flow a little bit. So I'm not having to find a screen or some shit. Let me see who's been talking. Let's see. What's that worker bar? What worker bar say? Worker bar say, that's it. They look, we haven't chopped their heads off yet, but they coming close. Yeah, I'm saying. So like, yeah. That's what come with it, man. I don't know what they talking about. Aboriginal Americans say fourth fag. That's funny. That's funny. So for all y'all that doubt, do I have that word in my chat? Can we have that word in my chat? Dead is. Yeah. They don't block that on. I don't block that on my shit. Let's see what else. Cap say, like that one actress dressing the black boy like a girl. In response to work of art. I guess y'all was talking about Charlize Theron. Here we go. Jalen Fox jumped down with the facts. She say, I know one of the social workers and the black social workers from back then. She's in her 70s, I believe, and she would never place this baby with that old white man. Right. This is what we're talking about. You have some sort of standard, some sort of standing code. Motherfuckers work for certain entities. The time is now, because everybody else is on code when they get their little job. Everybody else is going after their group interests specifically when they get their little job. To all of the Nicole Hannah Jones the clown, Sideshow Bob motherfuckers out there who get their little jobs and then act like they are something other than the collective they say they representing. Who think they stand out and think that they done arrived, all of that shit, and think that the whole group done arrived because they got a job, so they don't gotta hold down no agenda. They don't gotta hold fast to no agenda. Motherfuckers like Nicole Hannah Clown Jones Sideshow Bob ass bitch. Right? For all y'all out there that got a job and shit, you know what I mean? That's some shit y'all need to worry about, man. Y'all need to be, y'all need to care about that. You job having motherfuckers, man. Just think that shit all the way out. Huh? Yo, Cap say Texas has a no-knock warrant policy now. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I've seen a few of those no-knock warrants in other states. It ain't been no mystery how they gonna try to do that shit. That's just something they've been on. They've been waiting to proliferate it and trying to play with it. Something about how the legal system works, man. They got all these guns, all of these bombs, all these grenades, all these tanks, all this training these officers go through, all these trainings that they have to go through, training, but ain't no crime happening for them to address all of that shit with. So they look for instances to gratuitously and recreationally go out and do all kind of shit with their weaponry. Because their training that they do once or twice a week with their buddy, that's their neighbor, is not enough. Their training that they get at the house, the training that they get at the motherfucking station all day, it don't amount to them being able to get the nut off of going out and actually using it on motherfuckers. They just got it in there just like, oh, well, we got trained, but, So they're looking for opportunities to go and fucking use it. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Get your body cam game on. I'm going to give me a body cam. I'm going to show y'all which one I got. I saw a few that I think are pretty good. So whoever come to yo, though, I've already broke down on my channel about how motherfuckers, where I'm from, we shoot through closed doors. So, yeah, we shoot through closed doors where I'm from. So, I don't know how they do where y'all at, but, yeah. That's what happened. Yeah. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Don't forget to check out my Teespring. Got some new things coming up very soon. If you into black love and ADOS love, foundational black American love, like if you only like American ADOS black women, you're gonna like my new design. If you only like ADOS American black men, period, you're gonna like my new design. This shit got some shit coming. And yeah, thank y'all for coming out this Saturday afternoon. Oh yeah, they had the fucking conference. The conference been going on for the past couple of days. Well, yesterday and today. The ADOS conference going on out there in Kentucky. Shout out to everybody that's out there. Yvette, Tone, the lady Marguerite. I saw her, a little bit of her presentation. I've been keeping my eyes on it. I might do a video on it. If I can't catch y'all tomorrow with it, I'll try to catch y'all on maybe Monday or Tuesday with it. I just want to give a quick synopsis of it and touch on a few things that I've been seeing in and around and about said conference. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna get it, y'all.